Pope Gregory XIII ensuring that February 22nd, 2022 falls on a Tuesday. Not only that, but ensuring that that Tuesday falls on National Margarita Day. This guy thought of everything. US/Soviet-Russia relations between 1947 and 1991, as described by angry corgis. Yeah, they start barking. One will start barking again and get the other one's attention. Oh, you want to keep going, but nothing. They get close. That's exactly the way the whole missile crisis played out. That's how close it really was becoming an actual fight. Stable, happy journalists after publishing evidence that the CIA did something bad. Wow, it's like all of a sudden this guy just had crippling depression and decided to drive his car into a tree at 160 miles an hour. France, the UK, the US looking at Canada. Where'd you get the third largest navy at? I don't know. Probably kind of helps that Japan, Germany, the Soviets, the UK, they were all just blowing up each other's navy. So that kind of made things easier. A timeline of what was going on in Kiev over 1,000 years ago, building a whole lot of churches, cathedrals, monasteries. Wow. Very impressive, guys. Compared to Moscow during the same exact point, they weren't really doing the same thing. The best thing about this meme, though, is that it was brought to us by an embassy, the US Embassy in Kiev, their official Twitter account. I was kind of joking about the meme war before, but no, it's actually happening. Here's a pic reminding us that Canada signed in the wrong place during Japan's surrender, forcing all subsequent signers to do the same, signing in the wrong place. This is definitely some passive-aggressive stuff they would do. All of a sudden, having the third largest navy in the world, and now they start acting like an a-hole. No one, some random fish around 383 million BCE. I don't know why, but I really wish he elaborated further. Now I'm forced to pay taxes. Stars exist at random places, Greek astrologers. Is that a velociraptor? I mean, if these formations can literally be seen as animals, then anything is possible. German panzer units emerge from the Ardennes forest circa 1940 colorized. Oh, there's the Germans. Oh my god, it is terrifying. It's an unknown fact that this was the no-no German battle cry. More aggression on the meme front. Was this really tweeted out by Sputnik? Russia has no plans for aggression, has never attacked anyone in its history, Kremlin says. Is that right? Because I think Poland, Finland, Turkey, all the Baltic countries, and Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, why did I say Hungary twice? Ukraine. I think they'd beg to differ. And this isn't even the complete list. Soviet Union existing for 69 years. Meanwhile, Queen Elizabeth reigning for 70. I don't even know if I believe the reports that say that she's passed. I think she's just realizing that we're catching on to the fact that she's immortal. She's actually just going to take a vacation in the Caribbean. Creates imperial system, forces colonies to use it, switches to metric, makes fun of Americans for using imperial. What the hell, Britain? Truly one of the most evil things they've ever done to us. Actually, I don't even know what metric the British actually use. What is this stone thing you guys keep talking about? 12 stone equals 168 pounds? Popular musicians in the 60s and 70s choosing which combination of bad things they're gonna oof from. It's almost like they all got together in this mass meeting and they chose it all together. Yeah, this guy right here, we need to mix it up. Horse tranquilizer. The dude from the Who tried that, but he just passed out. He survived that. Hindus, when they find out that Christianity has a god of their own, this will make a fine addition to my collection. Yeah, they don't show you that General Grievous actually has thousands of lightsabers in his collection. It's like they're playing Pokemon with religions. They're just trying to collect them all. Me getting ready to go to school, knowing that a jester in the Middle Ages got an entire mansion and 12 acres of land just because he farted. Talk about clown world. That's an L, bozo. I'm so glad this came up because clearly you're forgetting about jester's privilege. The ability and right of a jester to talk and mock freely without being punished for nothing he says seems to matter. If I ever get canceled, this will be my defense. Mr. Lamborghini here is saying, can you please make a better car? Enzo Ferrari, no! If you don't like my car, go build your own tractor, boy. And that's exactly what he did. Lamborghini, I wonder if that was successful. The Italian car industry is just wild. You're a 20-year-old car designer working for Lamborghini. You ask Lamborghini if you can design a race car. He says no. Oh no. He still lets you build a car, cool car. He tells you to have fun and design whatever road car you want. It's an incredibly beautiful mid-engine V12. Yeah, Mr. Lamborghini approves. I didn't say that correctly. It goes to the Geneva Motor Show. This is in the 70s. It draws in a massive crowd. Love the origin story. A ton of rich people start placing orders. Your car creates a new subcategory of the supercar. I've never heard of the supercar. 50 years later, it is recognized as the automotive icon and one of the most beautiful cars in the world. And I will literally never have one of them, so thanks for just rubbing it in my face. When you live with your tribe in prosperity on a tropical island, but suddenly you turn around and see this guy. Oh God, it's horrifying. You know, something bad's gonna happen immediately. Don't be fooled by their tea and biscuits. Child support is invented. The Greek gods. Oh, is that what happened to the Greek mythology? It would have still been going strong even today if this whole thing wasn't invented. Your next task is to draw the Austrian-Hungarian coat of arms from memory. Talk about most impossible challenges. I've actually wanted to do a video like that for a long time where I try to draw flags from my memory. I'm so terrified of those coat of arm flags though. You know, weirdly, that doesn't look too awful. Looking at it now, I'll just like never remember it. But it doesn't seem that difficult. Way easier than frickin' Spain, I'll tell you that. Oh, wait, you're talking about the coat of arms, not the coat of arms on their flag. This is the Austrian-Hungary coat of arms. Watch my computer literally have trouble loading the whole damn thing. That's when you know you have a problem. Okay, yeah, this is literally impossible. Everyone criticizes America for how they treated the natives. Canada awkwardly sips. Yeah. That's like when your homie's getting flamed in the group chat and you're just trying to chill because you know they also have a lot of material on you. Modern astronomers naming planets, basically just random letters and numbers. Roman astronomers naming planets. The thing is red and enormous. I will call it Jupiter after our strongest god. I was gonna make a joke like, why don't we just name one of the stars Jeff? But there are like literally thousands of stars that they're discovering like every day, right? Something like that. So I think you do just kind of have to pick random stuff. President Nixon frantically trying to distract news networks with his daughter's wedding so that they don't talk too much about the Pentagon Papers leak. Yeah, he was gonna have to figure out that you can't just distract everyone with something like a wedding. You gotta do something really stupid and worse so they stop talking about the other stupid dumb thing. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary, or the Poles and Ukrainians what they did to each other. Do I even want to know? I'm just gonna assume it's some really dark stuff and move on. Me in history class, after explaining how the bombing of Pearl Harbor led to the creation of 02's thick ass. Thank you. You can now take your seat. Oh, the things I would do just to be able to go back to my history class and give this speech. It would probably be so great that they would give me like a free week's vacation from attending school. I think they call that suspension or something. Perhaps Judas' biggest crime was never understanding personal space. That's how you know you have a traitor in the group. No one can be this socially awkward like that without having some ulterior motives. Girls, I can't believe you didn't cry at the Titanic. Do men even have feelings? Boys, crying at the history of Rome. Oh, it's not just that, it's the end. This always sends me into a deep, dark depression for days. This dude not deciding to excavate all levels of Troy carefully to preserve the mythical city, but instead excavating with dynamite, blowing it up 9 levels of archaeological remains and destroying the original Troy. Archaeology 150 years ago sounds fun. Hey, we found this super old thing. Let's blow it up. Ukraine in 1993. The Soviet Union is broke. We got independence and the 3rd largest nuclear weapon stockpile. What should we do with them? Destroy, says the USA, UK. Rid of the nukes. This guy named John. Ukraine without any nuclear deterrent will be subjugated by Russian and they threw him out. Wow. What a completely different scenario we'd be in right now if they listened to this guy. No Germans explaining why they should be permitted to run in elections when they're not in power, even if they oppose the democratic constitution. The coexistence of diverse political values is essential for democracy. No Germans explaining why democratic parties should not be permitted to run in elections if they oppose the German constitution. Let me show you what a cruel world this can be. There's just so many things that are just unfair. The Soviets seeing the Polish fighting to retake Warsaw be like, I guess basically they were trying to work smarter, not harder. War criminals every few decades. I go to Brazil. I feel like this could have been made infinitely better. Just I go to South America. Include that whole continent where everyone escapes to. Is that the whole meaning behind the "you're going to Brazil" meme? It's actually saying you're going to commit war crimes one day and be forced to come here. Oh, another one. The UK, the USA, and the USSR are looking at Sweden. How did you get the 4th largest air force? Again, probably helps that they were neutral and everybody else was out here fighting. But that was actually in the 50s and 60s. WW1 begins and you're completely cut off from any supplies with just 14,000 men in East Africa surrounded by enemies. For 4 years with a force of about 14,000, 3,000 Germans and 11,000 Africans, he held in check a much larger force of 300,000 British, Indian, Belgian, and Portuguese troops essentially undefeated in the field. The greatest single guerrilla operation in history. You could say that again if you only had 14,000 troops against that much. Having essentially cut their own supply lines, the caravan became a nomadic tribe. How the hell did he even do this? Did he have some sort of magical powers? He only stopped because WW1 ended. He could have just kept on going if he wanted to. He also told Hilter in 1935 to pretty much go frick himself. People talking about the Mongol Empire giving all their attention to Genghis Khan. Meanwhile, no one knows about every other Mongol Khan. I feel like that'd be a good TV show, like the equivalent of like the Avengers. Finland in Finnish history books. Finland in other countries' history books. Finland in memes. Yeah, their entire meme economy is pretty much held up by the way they resisted the the Soviets. That country just has a great PR person. Britain in 1940, we just have to hold out until Germany does something stupid, like invade the Soviet Union. Britain a year later, wow, you actually did it. They probably reacted the same exact way when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. Elderly people in other ancient cultures versus elderly people in other Sparta. In other Sparta? The hell does that mean? But yeah, Spartans respect old people because if you're still alive in a culture like that, it means you probably won every battle you ever took place in. Germany, when the Allies ask how the hell they advanced so quickly into France. This Panzer II right here, she can run 39 miles in 1 hour, even though she is a tank. Can I get an anime version where the Panzer is represented by this like mermaid anime girl? I mean, we have a whole lot of other things out there, but not this yet. Western Europe in early Middle Ages, this is boring. I miss Rome. Meanwhile, in the Eastern Roman Empire, just complete chaos, things are on fire. Yeah, this is where all the action was happening. This is one of only 2 times in World War II where Americans and Germans fought side by side, along with French prisoners and Austrian resistance. I have seen everything that has ever happened, ever will happen, and yet, what the hell is this? The other time it happened was during Operation Cowboy, pretty much the most American-sounding military plan I've ever heard of. Nobody stolen to his army in WW2. Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Pretty sure that's Russia's strategy at all times, really. You're in the military there, that's what they're thinking about. Europeans, when they find something they didn't build, oh yeah, must have been the aliens. History Channel's still using this one, huh? China being like, beating Vietnam will be so easy. Ha, ha, you are so innocent, says America. Huh? Now someone else has tapped America's shoulder. So are you, says France. A lot of people forget that France was fighting Vietnam like 10 years earlier. They literally saw the chaos and America was like, well, you know, that's France. I think the WW2 surrender memes went to their head. Like, oh, the French can't fight. We should be able to clean up Vietnam real easily. Yeah, not so much. Interpretive dance MFers when they have to interpret the Wall Street crash of 1929. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty difficult to do unless you have the capabilities of spontaneous combustion. And big thanks to this month's supporters: LuxembourgLover, Alfonso M6,
AryanAfterHours,
Drew's Argentinian Grandpa,
Barnsky W,
Bring Back Poland Ball,
McBlorf,
istoledrewspetdog,
iLoveMarx,
Majestic Unicorn,
Max Cooper,
RyeThePie,
Why Am I Doing This,
Drew's Arab Sugar Daddy,
Krombopulos
Mimoshiki,
Michael,
Louise,
Canadian
Adam
Union,
Stillerman,
Alex Whitley is Mega Chad,
aPhatNarwhal,
Corey,
Philipp RF,
Robert E,
ortin 5610,
and Sussy Muliati.